Alibaba 1 year in review. Let's test it out. That's right, here we are back at Saxbaha Lake, and I'm doing the 1 year in review swim test on the Alibaba Drysuit. So by far, this 1 year review video is the most requested video for my channel that I've ever gotten, which is kind of funny, but just shows you there's a lot of people out there wanting to know how this thing holds up. And before we go any further, let's go back a little bit in time. Let me show you what got me to this point right here. I got Jerry, the main man, and today we are matching colors, but for those of you asking for the continued review on the Alibaba Drysuit, Jerry is providing that for the YouTube world today. Yep. His Kokatat has a busted net gasket right now, so we opted for the Alibaba. Yeah. Alibaba's saving the day, and I guess we'll find out, is it still dry?
And is it paddleable?
Oh, it's definitely paddleable.
I feel like I can't turn my head.
In fact, you just turned your head.
But it's pretty...
Yeah, so when we paddled together last, he was in a Kokatat Drysuit, and I was in the Alibaba, and he swam and I didn't. That was last year's Wilson race, so, I mean, if you're going just off the Drysuit, I'd say the Alibaba is clearly the winner there.
I guess so. We'll find out if I swim today.
All right, folks, here in the shop, I got the main man, Jerry, and if you noticed, it's nice and bright in here, thanks to Kevin Champ. It's like a showroom in here. A little messy, but it's okay. We have Jerry's Drysuit, and he blew his gasket out, and he also was coming up with a wet leg. So I'm gonna show you how I pressure test Drysuits redneck style. It's not bad. It helps you find the little leaks. We found a little pinhole leak in his knee where his right leg was getting wet. So we just rednecked it up with some Aqua Seal. And then we replaced his gasket, and you know, it led us to think we should bring to you the Alibaba 1 year in review Drysuit. Yeah.
Really
so
Drysuit.
Jerry, if you don't know, his house is broken right now. Someone ran into his car. Mm-hmm. He's trying not to drive it as much as possible, and he was out and about doing some things near New Year's. So he ended up needing a Drysuit because his gasket was gone. He needed a boat, so he borrowed the Z5, and I brought him a paddle. So he was in my Drysuit, my boat, with my paddle. And it was fun. So the Alibaba Drysuit led him into a less than satisfactory experience. Why don't you run everyone through that?
One out of 5 stars.
1 out of 5 stars. Of course, you know, the fit was a little awkward. I think they fixed some of that now. The most important thing for me, it was dry. For Jerry, he was not dry. Had some chest wet, his butt was wet. When he went upside down, he felt cold on his chest almost immediately. Mm-hmm. So we got a couple things we're not sure. Did it stop being waterproof in the fabric, or has the zipper stopped sealing? Or since it's such a big suit and Jerry isn't as muscular as some of us, some of us a little more rotund, maybe the gaskets, I know they're not quite as tight because it's such a large suit, but where the gasket's not tight enough to hold water out, we're not sure. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pressure test the Alibaba for the zippers and any other leaks we can find. And I've got basically I got my leaf blower, I've got the Alibaba, and I've got soapy water. I was always dry, he was not dry. Let's find out why. It's time for a test. Will we destroy it in the process? Who knows? But we're gonna find the leaks. I'm just rednecking this thing. It's the Alibaba. I zip tied the cuff with the gasket is in there, and so I'm not really damaging the gasket anyway with this zip tie. I'm just kind of cinching it over the neoprene. And then I've run a blower in the net gasket. It's not super tight, but there's no way enough air can get out of there to stop the pressure test. So we're just gonna blow it up. It should inflate, and then we'll start spraying to see if there's any leakage. Take it away, Jer.
Here we go.
There it is. One Alibaba Drysuit ready for the pressure test. All right, so one area we suspect may be the zipper. So I've got my soapy water. A lot of times the feet will be the first place to start leaking. All right, folks, refilled the soapy water. I got a little more soap now. We're trying to find this leak on the zipper that's midway. I can't find it from the inside, which is weird. It's definitely on the outside unless it's like, maybe it's going in the folds one way with pressure and not the other. I don't know, but this little area right here seems to be the culprit. I see there's a little fold, but it looks pretty good. All right, fire it up, Jer. Oh.
It's literally like not even on.
All right, so there's some really small pinhole leaks. If you throw a lot of soap on there, you'll start seeing them. Still not bad for a $150 suit. I'm not sure how much that little bit of leakage will turn into being wet, but Jerry was definitely wet. So maybe I'll wear it again and see if it's more of a gasket thing, or maybe the suit just...
I think we have to swim in it.
Yeah, we have to swim it again. All right, so we're kind of at the end of tonight's pressure test. We flipped it back inside out and did it again. It's definitely easier to see the leaks from the inside. Inside out, I think we found about 8 leaks. 8 pinhole leaks, including the 2 of the zipper. So 8 leaks total after last season's use and Jerry's one time this time. What does this all tell us? We're not sure.
Not bad, but also not good.
150 bucks is what they're running now. It was bone dry last year. It's got leaks now. Is the glue breaking down? Is the fabric breaking down? Not sure. Coming to a dock at Sax Baja Lake near you. The second winter swim test 1 year later. Will it be part 2 of this video? I'm not sure. You're worried?
I'm worried.
He's worried. I'm not as worried. I think the gaskets may have been not tight enough for Jerry. We're going to find out. So we got it down pretty good now. Got a leak there, a little something going on there. Right there on the foot, a leak on the armpit, and a little burr right down there. So that'll give us something to patch up. So really not a terrible performance. These cost 150 to 180 bucks, something like that. I think I paid 200 and something for mine, but the price is down. I used it about 11 times looking back, and then Jerry used it once. And a few of my times were pretty extreme as far as what I expect the kind of purchaser of these dry suits to put it under. To me, that's an entire season or more for some of the people that may be looking at this dry suit. Jerry and I were talking, he thinks he probably put 60 days on his dry suit last year alone. And this suit will definitely not do that, and at least I don't think it will. But his suit's been under for repair twice, and we just repaired it again. So take it all with a grain of salt. I think I'm standing by my original statement that I would rather see someone in one of these than in nothing at all, for sure, 100%. But if you're into some really extreme or if you're just into real whitewater experience where you're not always roadside and you have to have a suit that you're trying to trust to save your life, I would never recommend this over a name brand. But there again, a lot of folks aren't doing that kind of whitewater. A lot of folks are fishing. A lot of folks are just casually wreck boating, and I think this suit would definitely fit the bill. There's a couple things I can't fix on the zippers. There's a couple places where the zippers just leak a little bit, and there's nothing I can do to fix that, I don't think. I'm gonna try to seal up around the docking area and see if that fits or fixes anything, but it may just be coming out of the zipper itself. And then there's a couple places where there's a nick in the fabric now, a burr of some sort. I'm not sure if it happened thorns or just wear and tear on the suit over the last year. But those places do have a little pinhole. And then there's a couple places where there's seams that are leaking with the pinhole. None of this is out of the ordinary. The biggest leak I have on the suit is in the heel. And that's kind of a place where it gets a lot of use, a lot of abuse down there, and I kind of would expect a leak there almost before anywhere else. So I'm gonna fix all these, and then we're gonna swim test it, and then we'll go from there. All right, so basically I've put the aqua seal in a couple little pinhole leaks. Nothing I can do about the zippers. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is get in the lake and just kind of get all the way submerged and stay in that position for 3 minutes. And I figure that's a pretty good test. We'll see what happens as far as the level of wetness, if any, that comes into the suit. If you're swimming longer than 3 minutes in a river, that's going to be kind of rare. I know if you're in open big water, you need to expect a lot more out of your suit than 3 minutes, but in the relative terms of what I'm going to do with this Alibaba suit, 3 minutes is all you're getting. That should let me know, is it leaking, is it not leaking, and we'll go from there. So here we go, 3 minutes in the Alibaba. Oh yeah, there's nothing better. So I'm just gonna wade in here slow, and that'll start puffing my jacket up. Here we go. I'll start bleeding it. Ooh, water's not warm out there. Oh. Let the 3 minutes begin, baby. Alibaba, 1 year in review. Let's test it out. That's cold. Gives me a brain freeze. All right, so I'm just gonna sit here and float for 3 minutes. I don't feel any wetness coming in yet, but sometimes it takes a minute. Definitely nothing came across my chest or down my back. That's all dry. The coldness of the water is seeping through the material. I don't know if the wetness is, but the coldness is definitely coming in. But that's because I'm not wearing much insulation, and that's on purpose. I wanted to be able to feel it immediately if there was water coming in. But it's definitely not warm. Oh, it's cold. All right, so that's 3 minutes. I've been in this river or lake. Let's see what the damage is. Will I be wet? If so, how wet? This is always fun. Whew. The air temperature today is not too bad, but the water is cold. All right, initial, I just got out of the water standing here. There may be some moisture in my feet. I think I'm feeling that. I'm not warm, but that's also because I got this thing matted to my body right now, and I didn't wear any insulation, just very thin sweatshirt and pants, and I'm not super warm. So I'm gonna do the super secret trick and blow some air down into the dry suit, get that off my body and warm me back up. Oh, way better, instantly. So as this stuff evaporates, the cooling is the evaporative cooling happens right on your skin. So if you can just open it up, get some air in there, blow it out, that'll increase your warmth a lot. Little secret trick for those wearing dry suits a lot. Just understand that as you blow down in there, you're blowing a little moist air in there, but it gets that cold suit off your body. And I'm instantly much warmer. And I think we're ready to unzip this suit and see what happened. Let's do it. Right there's a little worry about that spot, and it is some moisture on my sweatshirt, and that's the base of the zipper. We had that leak that we couldn't fix. There's nothing I can do about that. So the zipper itself has a little leak in it. Not a lot of moisture for sitting in the water for 3 minutes, but moisture nonetheless. All right, so zipper spot still a little wet. I'm gonna peel off the rest of the suit, see what else happened. Arms, you can see the inside of the cuffs, still dry. There's no moisture coming in through the gaskets or around the sleeve area. This cuff also very dry. I'm gonna pull out the rest of the suit and inspect my clothing. Pretty sure my socks are a little wet. Yeah, got some moisture on the socks. All right, so basically I was in the water for 3 minutes. Some moisture there on my sweatshirt, right there where the zipper was. On my pants, if you look at my pants, there's a little moisture right down there on the knee area. A couple little spots where it kind of poked through. Armpits. Armpits are dry. All right, so I took my sweatshirt off here, and this is the wet area at the base of the zipper. If you can see that, it's definitely wet there. Left armpit good. Right armpit, just a little wet spot there. A little bit right there. Right armpit, still a little moisture coming through. And looks like one spot on the back there. Sometimes that happens when you're taking the suit off and on, so not sure about the back. I didn't see anything in the test that led me to believe there was a leak there, but in any case, definitely a couple of spots coming in. My socks definitely, they're not what you would call soaking wet, but they're not dry. They're just moist. And if you stayed in the water for a long time over the course of the day, that would become more and more an issue in all those wet spots. But to be completely submerged for 3 minutes, and that's the extent of it, you got what you got. At the 1 year review, I think these suits are going for about $150 to $180 right now. And I will stand behind my opinion of these suits, and that is, if you're just simply not going to spring for $1,000 to $1,500 for a top-of-the-line dry suit, but want to be on the water, you owe it to yourself to at least buy this suit. It will save your life. It's definitely better than any kind of wetsuit kind of combination that's out there as far as for paddling. Definitely better than like a rain jacket and waders. That's one of the worst combinations that people try to use. So for the average person maybe considering this suit, I'm thinking you may use it 2 times a month through the winter. That's kind of I'm just ballparking some numbers. And if you did that, I've got 12 uses on this suit, and it's starting to show a little bit of signs of not being bone dry anymore. You may have gotten your money's worth, to be honest with you. I know plenty of top-of-the-line suits that need work after about a year or so, but there again, a lot of these boaters are getting more uses out of it than just 12. So there it is, my unbiased review of the Alibaba at 1 year in. Definitely is not a top of the line dry suit. The lifespan, I would expect more than 12 uses out of any name brand dry suit. If all I got was 12 uses and it was leaking that much, I would be extremely disappointed, let's put it that way. But you're getting it for 150 to 180 bucks, maybe 200 after shipping. It is better than nothing. It will keep you dry enough to survive. It is an option, I think, still for those people who are just getting into it and cannot or will not buy these expensive suits, but still want to get on the water. If you're going to be remote, not roadside, if you're in true wilderness, anything like that, if you're in open ocean, open water where you're going to be submerged, if you have an issue, it may be 4 hours, this is not the suit for you. You know, I would definitely want to have the best suit money could buy if I was going into those kind of conditions. But there we are. If you swam in a whitewater setting in this suit on a cold winter's day, you'd be okay. And that's kind of the silver lining, I guess, here is it's not perfectly dry, but it's dry enough to keep you healthy and safe on the water in kind of a relatively benign environment. All right, almost forgot. I'm here doing the edit on the suit, and Jerry and I were discussing he felt a lot of cold when he flipped. And what I think that is the same thing that happened to me the first time I used the suit. Videos up there, but I came off one of the first big drops, and my whole body was kind of under the water there for a second. And I've noticed instant cold on my chest. I was like, oh, so I reached down there and finished zipping the zipper up. And I chalked it up to just user error that I forgot to seal that zipper. Well, Jerry found the same experience on his first time using the suit. And I have a new theory, impossible for me to prove at this point, but I believe that when your body's moving, I think that movement is unzipping that zipper just a little bit. The zipper is just not quite as tight as some of the good zippers, the YKKs and whatnot. So I'm thinking that a little motion, or maybe with your gear over the zipper there, that it's pulling that zipper a little out of being seated. So there's that. We wanted to talk about it. We both experienced it. We both know how to use dry suits. So for us to both have the same experience there one time and not again was kind of unique. So just something to think about. Maybe the zipper unseats itself when you're really going through that range of motion and paddling. So there you go. With all that said, I will not be using the suit moving forward. I kind of wanted to do this experiment to see what it was all about. And then if you would leave your reviews in this video as well, leave your own personal review, as well as in the original review, which will be up here at the top of the screen. Leave your comments and reviews in there as well, so that other people with a bigger test batch can let everyone else know the experiences they're going through. To my understanding, this company is improving their suit as far as the cut, the fit, the tunnel depth for the skirt is better. Those weird collars are better. They got the drain hole already in them. A lot of things about the suit are better now, and your continued reviews and comments are going to help everyone else. So what do I use? I use Immersion Research whenever I can, and I have a Immersion Research and IR Devil's Club dry suit. I've been using that this season. Wonderful suit, perfectly dry, thicker material. It's reinforced where it needs to be, articulates well, it fits the body right. Just everything about it I love. Thicker material as well, so I know it'll last a lot longer. But Immersion Research, level 6, Kokatat, NRS, any of the big names, go ahead if you can. I encourage you to get the best dry suit the money can buy. And I just think it's better that way. If you just can't do that and you still want to be on the water, this is better than nothing and can keep you alive. So I'm Pete. There's your 1 year in review on the Alibaba Drysuit. I'm going to keep it around for a like a guest suit, and the good thing about this one is it's big enough at a size large that I can get almost anybody in it. So you may see it around somewhere on the channel. It won't be on me. Thanks for watching, and please leave your comments below. Let's get out of here. It's Candy Crush time. Oh wait, it might. Shh! Don't tell anybody.